There we go, guys, we are back. Yes, I believe the assists are correct. Hopefully. If you want to have a quick double check in the background, but I'm pretty sure they're right. Just get everything ready and let's have a quick look at tyres. Okay, so mostly gone for mediums. Johnny Smooth went hard, Geke went hard, Chelsea went hard, and Ant went soft. Although I believe by the rules Ant has to use all the compounds, so that'll be interesting for him. Although if we get as many safety cars as we've had in other tiers, it probably won't matter. Won't be too much of a detriment, won't that one?
No, Smith's already disqualified though on formation.
Did he even move is the question.
I ain't got a clue, I weren't looking, I was trying to sort the link out.
Yeah, we're just trying to get everything ready, but I had the menu was up, it covered it. So, I guess we'll see. There we go, Manu's done a very, very quick formation lap. So we've got some right gaps building. Sound familiar?
Settings look fine, by the way.
Awesome. Vinash missed his pit box, so that's put him back a few feet.
So's round it.
I like this pull yourself up to the grid thing.
What, the immersive?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can get some proper aggressive angles out of it if you work it, if you know how to do it properly.
I've really enjoyed it. I think it adds a new experience. Now that's one thing I really do like from this game that's been added. The immersive formation lap.
Actually taking the grid slot yourself.
Here we go. 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and tier 4 is go. Come on, move. There we go.
There we go.
We've finally moved. A few squealings in the background, but everybody seems to have got away quite well. Manu's kept his lead. Avinash still second, with Anth all over his rear wing. Alfa Romeos are both run wide in the background, I can see. Smith doesn't seem to have had a great start, but he's moving at least. Oh, there's a few things going on in the background. Let's jump back and have a look. A few bunchings at turn 3, but that's quite normal for this track. Nobody seems to have had any nasty accidents and crashed out yet, though. As has been seen in real races a few times.
Poor start. Smith's had a real poor start. He's down in 18th.
He has. Scottish Ninja's jumped up a couple, though. He's in P4. Hounding the back of Anthem at the moment. Nice to see. Biff's up a few as well. He's up in 8th. Now dropping to 9th. He's not had a brilliant first lap after a good start. Plenty of time to go, though. It's not all won on the first lap. And it's not your favourite 5-lapper. See how we get on though. There's a bit of a gap between Avinash and Anth appeared, but that could be because Ninja's pressuring Anth all over the place.
I think it's glitched again because we've got a few of the timing gaps are like over a minute and whatnot. I mean, you got one for Avinash that's saying over a minute.
I don't have that.
I do.
It could just be the standard timing glitch, could that?
Hopefully.
We've had that nearly every week on the last 2 games, to be fair.
Round is plummeted down the order. He's round at turn 3.
I thought you were going to say round is square then.
Well, he's tried to get going again, but I think he's...
The old nickname we all used to give him?
He's beached. He's reset to track, but that's because he was beached.
That's fine, then we can have a reset to track in that circumstances.
Necromancer's spun.
Manu's managed to pull out over a second on Avinash already. He does not want the DRS threat.
Yeah, the timing thing sorted itself for me now.
Yeah, we've had that nearly every game so far, so I wasn't too worried about that one. If it came up saying qualifying lap, then I might be worried, but...
Yeah.
Although Avinash is pushing, he's back within a second. Does he get the DRS on this straight though? He's just dropped out the second, but he may have got it. No, he didn't get the detection, unfortunately. He's pushing like crazy. He wants to try and get back up there.
Smoggy Ghost went for a move on Johnny Smooth, but overdid it and lost the place. And just made it up to P10 now. On the soft tyres.
Oh, P11. His teammate's just gone past him.
Somebody outbroked, went into the back of him, which sent him a few metres further than he probably would have wanted to, and his teammate snipped in the inside.
Cheeky. I don't think he'll be staying there for long though.
No,
that's
on the soft tyres as well.
Gecky having a bit of an awful time of it. Oh no, that was Roundy. Wow, he's
Roundy's struggling to go again.
He's, I think, a lap down already.
Yeah, he lost it out of 3, then he lost it out of the corner of Dano braking, which I would say is turn 4.
Hang on, Gibbons out. Turn 1.
And Roundy's retired in the pit lane.
We could just see Gibbon on the exit of turn 1. He must have lost it on the sausage.
Yeah, got a full safety car.
Now that'll bunch the pack back up. It's unfortunate for the 2 guys who haven't made it past 3 laps, but I guess we move on. Some races just do not go your way.
No. And it's so easy to lose the car at turn 1, especially if you catch the inside sausage curb, because it'll just fling the car round. The safety car stuck behind Roundy's retiring car.
Well, it'll normally wait there anyway to pick the pack up.
Yeah, Roundy's car's gone now. Roundy retired in the pit lane after going a lap down.
That is about where the safety car waits anyway, because I think it was...
Yeah.
Was it tier 1 where the guys were going that fast and not concentrating and nearly ran into it? Well, it must have been because I was...
We had a palaver, I think, in tier 2 as well at one point, because, or was it RX or one of the two, because the safety car was waiting for the leader, but the leader was like, some of us were like a lap behind the leader. And I think it was Saviour who was the leader. I think it was in X, and he let us through, give us the lap back, and obviously we had to overtake the safety car as well because we were waiting for the leader, so there was a bit of a tripping over there with some drivers at that point, but we managed to sort it.
I really wish they would bring the overtake
lap cars and the overtake on the safety car. You never know, they may bring that in 23, but it's how would they program it in? That's the question. Because wouldn't it be done the lap before the safety car goes in?
Yeah, usually, but I'm sure they'll be able to program it some way. What they would have to do in the programming though is make all the leaders ghost out, so there could be no contact.
Yeah.
I mean, backmarkers are ghosted anyway, so they can technically drive through usually.
That's if you got that setting turned on or off. Ant's pitting, obviously he's going on to the mediums now, I should think, or probably the hards.
Yeah, he'll probably jump onto one of them, I would have thought. Bear with me a second.
He's gone for the hard tyres.
Yeah, run nice and long from here. Best way.
I think what he did is he went in, probably went because he was on the softs, he was saying mediums, and then it just switched to the hards now, so probably pitted twice under the safety car, probably.
Yeah, you see, that's helped Ant. If he's got to run all 3 compounds, he's now got 2 of them out of the way, and he's back on even keel with everybody else. Yes, he's back in P18, but he's on the back of the pack, and he's got to pit once like everybody else has. There we go. Safety car in this lap. See how Manu copes with the safety car restart.
Most of the time you probably go out the final corner.
Yeah, I think was it G-Star that was going really early. Oh no, it wasn't G-Star on this track, but maybe on another track. There was somebody that was going really, really early. And it kept catching people by surprise. Because you don't expect people to go early, because you're worried about tyre temperatures usually.
Yeah, for Austria, you'll probably go either at the last corner or between the two corners. He's gone.
Not caught anybody lapping, but he's got a decent gap at least. Now he's just going to push and try and get that big gap back that he had. See how people get on. Biggest gap I can see is currently between Geke and Nicolai. Sundas is making moves. I'd expect Ant to be flying up this field anytime soon. Even though he is on hards, he's no easy customer.
Well, I wouldn't expect him to be a slouch if he's a Tier 1 driver. Oh, something's happened down at turn 3.
Yeah, Nicolai's dropped right to the back. And he seems to have recovered and on his way though. Let's have a look, has he got any damage? Yeah, it's an awful camera angle, thanks Codemasters. No damage that I can see. Maybe just pride and a bit of heat in the tyres, but settle it down, you'll recover them soon enough. Manu's not breaking away like he did last time. Avinash will be desperate to keep that DRS this time. With 3 zones, it's just a free pass to be dragged around all lap.
Plus it can be a negative effect as well, because if you fall too far back and you're stuck behind a DRS train, you just can't catch them because they're just pulling away.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. What Anth's dropping back, but he's creating a train behind him. But then Johnny Smooth's dropped back from that train. So Anth will be wanting to get back on the back of Avinash, so he's going to be very vulnerable to Ninja.
Yeah, Stokes
and not all the other guys behind.
Stokes outside of a second, so that's neutralised.
Oh, Manu spun!
Oh dear.
Just coming through turn 7, must have clipped that curb on the inside and he's just spun it and thrown the lead away. Dropping down is going to be right near the back as well because of how tightly bunched the field is. Hopefully he can fight his way back.
Especially after a few laps after a safety car restart.
But here's something we haven't seen for a while. Avinash leading a race.
It has been a long while, hasn't it?
Well, he's not really raced properly since about season 6.
He was my first ever teammate.
He was giving me a right battle in season 6 for P2 in the championship. Everywhere I went, he was.
That's what I mean. On the day, he is a strong racer with some decent pace under his self.
Yeah, he's a really good racer on his day.
It's just sometimes his internet and stuff let him down sometimes.
It was literally everywhere I went, Avinash were there. I got no break from the guy nearly all season.
Stokes managed to wheel in under a second. Well, it seems to be bouncing around that 1 second. Scottish Ninja with the first penalties of the evening.
That's not an accolade you want, come on, pull yourself together. Especially when you're going to be vulnerable to Brindle as well, because he's now in that DRS. Well, they've got very, very hero-ish on that sausage at turn 1. But it's got Biff crawling all over him as well.
You got Dirty Harry just off the back of it as well.
Oh, Biff's going for it. I think he actually made contact with his teammate there and it's lost in the position to Brindle.
I just jumped to Biff and he was ghosted, so he must have just clipped the rear of his teammate.
And Brindle's got in front. Eee, that's close between the McLaren boys. Biff's back for past Dirty Harry. He's really racy tonight, is Biff. Oh, the McLaren boys collide! No. A Scottish Ninja off. Hey, there's going to be some strong Scottish words going on in that party tonight. I'm not going to try and replicate them because they are...
Oh, he's retired.
Oh no.
I think the frustration got the better of him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the frustration got the better of him there. We won't try and repeat what's probably been said in that party currently.
I think that's a VSC currently for it as well.
Well, the car's been cleared, so we should be back racing shortly. Biff's in the pit lane. He got damaged? He's having a front wing.
Gap.
So that didn't work out at all well for the McLaren boys there.
No.
Hodgie just said that was not pretty. No, it really wasn't. Come on, McLaren boys, pull it together.
Do you think we'll ever see that between you and Hodgie? Probably not, because you're smarter than that, ain't you?
We really do work well together, and we've got a lot of respect for each other. If one is quicker, then we do the team game and let that person go.
So what you're saying is you play second fiddle to Hodgie?
In the first two races I did. Although I think you'll find in Austria I was number one.
Yes, because even I distinctly remember jumping Hodgie off the start line, and yeah.
To be honest, I don't really care who wins as long as we get good team points between us.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you want to go, and obviously the aim of the game is to win, because that's what you try and do, but obviously the team's also priority as well.
I'd like a few more podiums this season, and if I can pull a win this season, I would be really happy with it. I don't think I'm ready to fight for a championship in Tier 2 yet. That's why I'm quite happy to maybe get the one win. But you never know. We'll see what happens. Especially with missing a race, I don't think I'm in with a shot at it anyway.
Fair play, Hodge. Fair play.
I know what he's on about. I've seen the video.
Yeah, I did as well. I didn't even know it happened because I was on the outside, so I had no earthly idea what was going on.
Hang on, what's going on in YouTube chat here? I'm gonna have to have a look.
I'll keep an eye on the race then. It seems to be quite spread up front. Ant in P6 at the moment though.
Oh right, yeah, that's it.
Turn 1. Alright, Calvin.
Yeah, show off. Won a championship and fought for another. Well, I did that in Tier 3. I'm just breaking my way into Tier 2.
You got a double championship that season, so I think that blitzes Calvin's one title per season.
Yeah, but then again, I was only the second person to do the double.
True.
We have to play second fiddle to Savy here. He was the first one to do the double, and that was Tier 1 and the Elite. That trumps me any day of the week.
Oh, definitely.
Mine was Tier 3 and Challenger, so a bit easier.
Mind you, I think I did the easier one, which was Challenger only.
Yeah, first season we brought it back.
I think shortest calendar season it was that. About 8 to 7 races probably, because of how late it was late in.
Yeah, it was 9. I think 9 on the calendar.
Yeah.
But then it was brought in a little bit later as well, so I think you only did about 6 or 7.
So every result counted that season in that.
Well, it always counts.
True.
It's harder now, I think, though, because there's more interest in it now.
Oh, definitely.
It's so much different now. I'm sure you'll get there, Calvin. I was just saying it's a shame you can't replicate the form. It's like...
He's had a bit... I will say this, because obviously I follow Calvin in Tier 1, because obviously being in that select few in that group, He's struggled to find his feet. I mean, he's finished outside of the points a few times in Tier 1, so he has got the capability of scoring points in Tier 1. It's just that he's just been unfortunate in a couple of the races.
The thing is, it's every time you jump a tier, it's going to get hard. Him and Bergen are the only ones that have really jumped a tier and won a championship straight away. But that kind of just proves they were a bit too quick for the tier they were in the first place. But a lot of the time you're going to jump a tier and you are going to struggle for a season or two, and then you'll find your form again.
So spread out at the moment. The only closest battle I can see is Geke and Johnny Smooth, but
yeah,
everyone's so spread out.
I'm surprised how much it's spread in the laps we've had.
Stokes pitting, and so's Drindle.
The medium runners, about 15 laps, it's about right. Although being under safety car, I would think you could hang them out for a few more laps.
Probably about laps 17, 18 probably.
Well, I think you could about do that off them anyway. I think I did that on mediums on Monday anyway.
I think it depends on your driving style as well, because if you're smooth on input and steering, then you take less out your tyres anyway.
I was driving like a madman half the time trying to catch up. I just seem to find I found a rhythm on Monday that I don't normally find for this track, so I just went for it.
I found a good rhythm myself, and to be honest, I have to thank Chris to that.
It was just unfortunate Hodgie didn't have the best race. It would have been nice for us both to be up there again.
It'll happen most likely.
Well, he's got to carry the torch next Mexico anyway, so I'll obviously try and watch and support him, but he's got to carry the torch and the whole weight of the team next week.
I'm just happy playing second fiddle to Fox, because obviously Fox is the fastest superior driver out of our pairing. Speaking of pairings, the Haas boys are about to go wheel to wheel down the start-finish straight.
Well, that could be interesting.
Chelsea and Brindle,
as
he's just took it on DRS.
Avinash has pitted as well now.
Mind you, Drindle's pitted, whereas Chelsea hasn't.
Hang on a minute, Sarge. Coaching Chelsea, and I've told him I expect a P3 from the back of the grid, or it's detention and 100 laps of Miami in the rain as punishment.
Well, you might as well get the 100 laps in Miami in the rain ready, because he's currently P9.
When did he get harsh? I never got any of this.
Probably because he went a bit softer on you.
It was my coach for season 8. I mean, I did win 2 championships with his help, but I probably didn't always get the results he wanted.
I may not have a coach as such, but obviously being in that party with Ryan Fanning and Calvin and that, obviously we all help each other anyway, so Grindle fastest lap 107.9.
Yeah, because you're always engineering for each other in that party.
Yeah, the party of champions, the amount of people in that party that have won championships. I mean, Fanning's won 1, I've won 1, Bergen won 2, Calvin won 2. I think it's only Chris and Ryan that haven't got any championships in that party.
Oh, don't say that too loud. You know you're going to set Sarge off. Let's have a look what's going on. So Avinash is
3 seconds.
Avinash is catching up to Geke, which would happen because Avinash is on brand new hards, Geke is on old ones.
He's going to make the move into the penultimate corner.
That was tight, but he's just giving himself the DRS. Probably a clever move in some sense, and not pushing a position that is going to be tight.
Thought he was going to hit the wall there, the way it just snapped.
That was quite sensible racing, not pushing that position, because that could have ended in tears.
Yeah.
You've got the superior grip. You've got a DRS straight coming up straight after it. Why push it?
Yeah, he's a clever driver, Avinash. Knows when to push and when not to.
No, he's already broken the DRS gap, so he's gone chasing after Mr. Rough ahead.
Stokes looking on the inside of Geke, makes it stick.
And somehow we didn't notice, but Ant is now P1. 8 seconds up the road from Johnny Smooth. Someone put some sandbags on this man's car, please. It's good to be gets a 4-place demotion after this.
I think it needs to be more than that.
Okay, 24. Sorry, Ant.
Or are you?
Maybe.
Gecko's pitted. He's got mediums on lap 20.
That's about right. 16 laps on mediums, low fuel. Should easily do that.
I think it's about 20 to 22 on the hards.
And Avinash is making an overtake on the way down to turn 4, cutting his way back through.
I think Johnny Smooth will probably be in this lap.
Hodgie says he's going to support Smoggy Ghost. He's a local lad to him. Well, let's hope his support can help him out. Because he doesn't seem to be having the best race.
P17, 12 seconds off of Nicolay.
So Avinash is net P1 after demotions. He doesn't really need to push to get up there, does he? As long as he can keep a gap to the next car on the road, keep him out of the DRS range, he can just cruise to the end.
Stokes going to look at lining up Johnny Smooth there down to turn 3. But Johnny Smooth's getting DRS off of Avinash in front. Because they were just in the window.
I think he's out of it now, though.
Yep.
So that's going to help Stocko.
Too far back, though. Ooh, that was close to the rear.
You could put cigarette paper between the two of them. That was very close. That's what we like.
Fine margins.
We want close racing. And Brindle's tagging all over the back
of it. He's got better traction in the corner and not really an overtaking spot, but that were class.
Has he been watching Jay Sarge, finding overtaking spots that aren't normal?
I think it was just a difference in grip as well. Because it was 6 lap hards versus 20 lap hards. Well, 21 lap hards now. Drindle would like to probably copy that.
Let's have a watch.
He's lining up turn 3, but he's too far back.
And they've both got DRS, which doesn't help. So it's
but
essentially
Johnny Smooth's gone deep.
Yeah, he's gone very deep. Brindle's side by side. He should have the line for turn 4.
Yeah, he'll get the better traction as well, because obviously Johnny Smooth's car would have been unsettled with rejoining. Makes the move stick.
A little bit twitchy, but it seems to be carrying on. Let's have a look what's going on further back. See how the other McLaren's getting on after that dreadful earlier start. He's making his way back up slightly. Let's check tyres.
Keeping Zondash for company.
11 lap hard, so he may need to pit again yet, but you could probably stretch them to the end.
Zondash is on 10 laps.
Let's have a quick look at penalties. So 3 seconds for Johnny, Dirty Harry and Smoggy. 6 seconds for Saunders, Biff and Necromancer.
Johnny Smooth finally pits for the medium tyres.
Necromancer's having a bit of a quiet race. Just keeping himself to himself.
Best way really sometimes, keep out of trouble. You never know, something may happen and you find yourself picking up places of people's mistakes.
Pretty much. I love a quiet race.
I don't mind a quiet race, but sometimes I like something to happen. Especially at this track, because it can get quiet snooze fest because of how boring the track is in a fashion.
Yes, but we don't need another repeat of Season 5, Tier 3.
No, definitely not.
The McLaren show.
Yeah, I remember that. The slipstream fest where you just swapping places didn't really work that day, did it?
It wasn't even the plan. We were both just being too polite, going, there you go, you go ahead. Because obviously I knew Ryan was fighting more for the championship. Fanning had retired that race. So it was trying to get...
In spectacular fashion with Boothie at the final corner.
He was trying to get maximum points for Ryan, but he was trying to pay me back for all the times I've moved over for him. And yeah, he just...
Yeah, did you more harm than good? Because I think I beat you both that day.
Well, we both ended up in collisions late on in the race anyway, so we barely got any points out of it at all. So yeah, it didn't really work out.
Johnny Smooth making places after his pit stop, being on the... Oh, Sambar's gone.
That looks like a pit lane to me.
Yeah, it does look like it.
Not what we like to see, unfortunately. But at least it shouldn't bring out a safety car or a virtual. Although the car will come back to tracks. Oh no, it's gone. Usually the car comes back to track, which can cause issues then.
Yeah.
Let's see how Manu's getting on. He's back up to 6th. Let's check his tyres. So he's on 8 lap hards. He can go to the end. He's about on par with everybody else. So if he can pull out some really good driving, he could still get back up there. If he can pull out the pace that he had in qualifying, I think he still stands a chance of probably getting a podium here.
I'm just keeping an eye on Johnny Smooth because
is that Nicola that's had a bit of a spin?
Sector. Looks like it. He's got going again. No, he hasn't. Yes, what?
Yeah, he has. It was Nicola by the looks of it. Manu, who's catching Dirty Harry. The DRS should hopefully play off for him when it gets round to turn... Well, coming out of turn 10, when it activates for the first time.
Johnny Smooth playing it smart, not pushing too hard, because obviously he's got the fresher tyres, still keeping an eye on that, all over the back of the McLaren of Biff.
Here comes Manu. His probably best bet is into turn 3 if he can get a good exit off turn 1.
Johnny Smooth around the outside of the penultimate corner. Jeez. Made it stick.
That's brave.
Around the outside of the penultimate corner.
You know, I don't think Manu's got the straight line speed. And he's got absolutely no ERS either. He's flashing like crazy. Let's go back to Biff and Johnny. Cause
probably got a more higher setup.
Unless Dirty Harry's played it sensible and kept his ERS. And now he's using it to try and defend. Because Manu's got nothing, he's flashing like crazy.
See how he gets on here.
Although Manu does seem to be quicker through the middle sector, which would push towards higher downforce. Oh, he's got a really good run coming out of the final corner though. Can he make it stick into turn 1 is the question. He has done.
Inside line, yep.
But can he defend now up to 3? Because they should have swapped DRS. Here comes Dirty Harry coming back at him. And makes it stick with ease.
But Manu will get it for the third one.
Yeah, that's your problem. He's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Dirty Harry right over to the inside.
Yeah,
Manu just hasn't got the straight line speed.
Not, especially not at that part of the track. He needs to hold back a bit, save his ERS. If you can't get past for a few laps, you can't get past, but save that ERS up. Make the car in front of you use it in defence.
But as we saw, you can make the move stick into the first.
Gecke's just gone down the inside of Sundus at turn 4.
Oh, missed that.
I just caught the back end of it. Let's go have a look at Brindle because he's crawling all over the back of Stoke. Has he got the straight line speed to make the DRS work?
This is for net P2,
2?
3, 2, 3.
2 and 3.
2 and 3. 2 and 3.
Ooh,
yeah.
a little bit of contact there.
Little push.
Another one that don't seem to have a lot of straight line speed. He's going for the inside. Can he make that stick though? That's tight. He has to take to the curb. He's losing out on traction.
Fair play by both drivers, giving in enough other room.
It's a drag race to turn 6. And Anth manages to defend him off. See how Manu and Dirty Harry are getting on.
To the soft tyres.
Interesting option. I mean, the last to the end here. He's probably praying for a safety car. He's got to be. Because to make that strategy work, you really need to be bunching the field up.
Yeah, feels too spread though.
Here comes Brindle again. Can he make it work this time coming up to turn 3? He's going for the outside line. That's a hard one to pull off in 3.
Ooh.
Oh, is he making it work?
Fantastic.
Yeah, but Anthony's now going to have the DRS back on him. But it looks to be a little bit too far back. I think Brindle may just live to fight another day coming out of 4. But now can he pull enough gap to keep him off? Manu, Dirty Harry, side by side. Who's going to come out on top? Oh, I think Harry's just defended him off again. This is a great little battle going on here.
Got quite a few good battles going, especially in the top part of the grid.
I think Dirty Harry's now run out of ERS. They're both flashing away quite badly, so it's literally straight line speed and DRS now.
Well, Manu seems to be flashing more than Dirty Harry, as Smoggy Ghost has got 3 seconds, so that's bad news for Hodge.
Now, Harry's going to come back at him coming into turn 3. Sarge says 100 laps is on the cards. I'm not mad, just disappointed. I think Manu may be able to defend him off here. If he can come out of turn 4 intact, then he just needs to push through the middle sector and try and get the gap up as much as possible. If you've got it to about 8/10, you can usually hold off.
Biff with the fastest lap on the soft tyres.
Kind of to be expected being on softs. Let's go have a quick look at him anyway, because he's all over the back.
No
of
bonus point, no being down in 13th.
Nope, unfortunately not. Makes that pass look relatively easy on Smith. Big scrape down the side of that McLaren, which ain't good to see. Let's have a look at Anthem Brindle. Manu's managed to pull the gap on Harry now, but it's taken him that long to get past. Can he actually get to the podium now? He's 3.5 seconds behind Stoke.
That gap, it's obviously Ant's getting a 4th place demotion, but that gap is coming down ever so slightly each lap. I mean, Ant's done 25 laps on those hards already now.
Yeah, I think Avinash would like to take this on track if he can, but he's only got 5 laps to make it happen. I know the gap's coming down, but you've got to catch him and then you've got to get past him.
If I were in that place, I'd just play safe, knowing that the car in front's getting a demotion with being a higher caliber driver. So I'd just probably play safe, stay put where I am and just nurse the tyres.
I would as well. You've got nearly 5-second gap to the car behind you. You may as well just potter around. Enjoy the scenery. Because this can be quite nice scenery at this track. You've got some nice trees and whatever.
Well, you're in the mountains.
Sarge's just said Ant hasn't pitted for his third set of tyres. No, he hasn't. I don't know if he's been told he has to, because I had to get him in as an absolute last minute. So that could be an issue there. But that could fall on me more than anything, because I didn't get a chance to tell him.
He has used all 3 compounds. I'm just checking on the race directory.
Was he?
Yeah. He's used the soft, the medium and a hard. He's used all 3.
Oh, fair play. Fair play. Just used them all.
He's even said in the, he's even had time in the race to say in the YouTube chat that he's done it.
Stop showing off, start driving and stop commenting. Putting comments in. Come on. Show off.
Yeah, he pitted twice under safety car. I thought he did.
God. What it'd be like to be that fast that you could just sit there and go, I'm going to type in YouTube while I'm driving around. Some people.
So says 2 pit stops behind safety car don't count.
Well, I suppose he's followed the rules. I did say beforehand, didn't I, he's going to hope that the safety car plays into his hands for all 3 tyres.
And it did.
It really did.
Mind you, if it keeps coming down the way it is, I reckon Avinash will probably get 1 shot on the last lap.
It's possible, yeah. And Manu's getting that gap down to Stoke. He's about halved it so far.
Sector 2. Someone's round at turn 3.
Is that Nicolay again? It is, yeah. He's not having a good day tonight. Oh, and Anth's just got a penalty.
Yeah.
So that's gifted the podium to Manu as long as he can keep it on track. And keep within 3 seconds, and with the time coming down still.
Not what you want this late in the race.
It is really annoying when penalties cost you podiums. I mean, at least we're about in the realm now of where we won't get a late safety car.
Yeah.
It wouldn't bother coming out now because it'd have to come in at the end of this lap. The game's programmed to give you 2 laps of racing at the end.
Just dropping down. Man looks to be battling away with Chelsea.
Them two have been going at it for a couple of laps now.
Yeah, it's for the last point.
I mean, Man would have probably got it on penalties anyway because he's actually penalty free. Smith's now got a penalty which just removed his I'm penalty free claim.
Thing is, I think Man wants to do it on track, which is fair play, really.
Everybody wants to do it on track, really, don't they?
Oh yeah, I mean, you look at Avinash hunting down Ant, but I don't think he's going to have enough track to do it.
No, he's got about a lap and a half. And the gap's not coming down massively at the moment. He needs... Well, I say that, it's just gone down 2/10. But he needs to be under a second by the time you're hitting turn 1, really. To have any chance of doing anything.
I did guess that he'll probably get at least 1 shot on the final lap, and looking at it, he probably will.
It literally will be 1 shot, though. If he can keep bringing it down, which he is doing, but is it quick enough? Ant really must be struggling for traction right now. Either that or he's too busy checking YouTube.
Laps on those hards, probably doing both.
Manu's about to get into DRS range himself, so he could have a shot on the final lap at Ant. He's going to get his shot. 3 of them, in fact. The problem is, Mr. Ant Stoke, he's stuck up the trumpet of Brindle, so he's got DRS himself. So that's probably going to neutralise that. Good etiquette to see. Avinash is not getting up there, unfortunately. He's not even going to get the shot. Manu's in the DRS, but it's a DRS train. He's not really gaining anything either.
Well, Manu's set for P3.
Biff grabs himself another time penalty, unfortunately. Just jump to the front. And the man who's driven all night, coming around turn 9. Round turn 10 to claim his P1 on the track will be P5 after penalties. So Avinash is actually the net race leader. Brindle's going to take a second with, should be Manu in third. No.
What happened there? Because Stoke managed to hold on. Did Manu lose it?
He must have done, because he's finished. He finished on track 9 seconds behind. It's 6 seconds after penalties. So it's going to be Avinash wins,
Ouch.
Brindle second and third, Manu fourth, Anton will go to fifth, with Dirty Harry sixth, Johnny Smooth seventh, Geke's claiming eighth,
Man ninth, Chelsea 10th.
Yes, Sondas 11th.
Zondas drops to 11th.
And it's between Biff and Smith. Depends on penalty difference, but there we Smith actually takes Biff on penalties at the line.
But as you know very well, these results are provisional until Steward's outcomes.
Yes, certainly are. So, driver of the day, what's your thoughts, Carl?
Well, I'm not giving it hand, that's for sure.
No.
Be unfair.
He's a higher tier, he's smashed it easily.
I would probably give it Manu, because obviously his recovery drive after dropping it.
That's not a bad shout. I think personally, I'm probably going to go with Avinash.
I say like you can give it to either one of them, to be honest. I mean, Avinash being so controlled up front, and obviously Manu with his recovery drive after dropping it in that middle sector.
They both drove really well, and especially Avinash chasing down Ant at the end was quite impressive. I think they both deserve it, to be fair. I'd be quite happy to split it between the pair of them.
That's not a bad call, really, to split it between the pair of them.
So there we go, Avinash and Manu, joint drivers of the day. And that's it for MRC in Austria. So if you want to join us for the start of Mexico, that will be Friday at 7:30 for MRCX, and then back as normal on Monday at 7 o'clock for Tier 2, 8:45 for Tier 1, and then Wednesday Tier 3 at 7 o'clock and Tier 4 at 8:45. Obviously this is pending that lobbies work correctly, which we know this game is...
gremlins, fingers crossed, no gremlins.
There's always gremlins somewhere with this game. There we go. Thank you everybody for watching us. Just make sure we've got all the times for results, which I'll have to get done over the next couple of days. There we go. Thank you again for joining me as well, Carl.
Pleasure.
Oh, I'm sure we'll be together again at some point. But for now, that's good night from me, and I'm sure good night from Carl.
Sure is.